There is growing fear about the possible fallout from the attack by Russian troops on the largest nuclear power plant in Europe. Good evening, everyone. I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve Eager. It's 9 o'clock. Images from security cameras at the plant in Ukraine show flares, tracer bullets, and heavy weapons fired during combat there. Right now, everyone is trying to determine whether a fire seen at the plant is affecting any nuclear reactors. Fox 4's Blake HANSON joins us with these breaking developments and the latest on the invasion. Blake.
Steve and Heather, this is happening in a small city to the south of Ukraine, but there's concern that if there is a disaster, it would spread not just to other Ukrainian population centers, but beyond to European population centers and to Russia as well. The Zaporizhzhia plant is Europe's largest nuclear plant, and it produces a quarter of Ukraine's power. Security footage from earlier tonight appears to show tracer fire from weapons as well as a fire get underway. A spokesperson for the plant told Ukrainian television that shells have been falling on the plant and that shells have struck one of the facility's 6 reactors. There are conflicting reports about what exactly is on fire. However, the International Atomic Energy Agency says it spoke to Ukrainian officials who say that they do not believe the fire is impacting essential equipment. Meanwhile, images yesterday outside the plant show residents erected barricades, and then hundreds stood their ground at that plant entrance, an indication of just how important the plant's defense is. Russian President Vladimir Putin claiming Thursday that the country's military operation in Ukraine is going to plan. Meanwhile, Western defense officials say a large military convoy outside Kyiv is mostly stalled. And 8 days into the attack, the Russians are just now taking control of their first major Ukrainian city, Kherson. The mayor of the southern city says he has asked the Russians not to shoot civilians. Meanwhile, in the northern city of Chernihiv, Ukrainian officials say 33 civilians have been killed in a Russian strike. Search efforts halted because of additional shelling. Aerial video shows the extent of the damage just outside of Kyiv. Ukrainian officials say it is evidence of war crimes. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky requested Western nations issue a no-fly zone or send his country planes. He thanked the U.S. for its help so far.
It's a pity that it began after the beginning of this war, but we have it, and my appreciation to him and to his team, and so we can speak now often.
Ukrainian and Russian officials met in Belarus Thursday for a second round of talks. Russian officials say there was a tentative agreement to create safe corridors for civilians to evacuate cities under siege. UN officials say 1 million have already fled Ukraine. They expect as many as 4 million refugees.
That it's not a good decision to stay in the Kyiv today, because every day is worse than previous.
Meanwhile, more cities are stepping up preparations to defend against the Russian attack. In Lviv, roughly an hour from the Polish border, volunteers spent the day digging in a park. They are building bomb shelters.
It's not my job, actually. I am interior designer, and this is like volunteering. This is my job for these days until the war stops, and then we also have to build our country.
And back to that developing nuclear situation, President Biden and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky did speak by phone tonight about that situation. And just in the last 10 minutes, Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm announced that the Department of Energy has activated its nuclear incident response team. So far, it has not seen any elevated radiation readings. And it also said that the plant's reactors are protected by robust containment structures and that those reactors are being shut down.